Well, travel on, black and white, travel on. Well, travel on, my child, travel on. At the end of the way, you'll find the shiny day. Travel on, my child, travel on. Well, travel on, travel on. Well, travel on, my child, travel on. At the end of the way, you'll find the shiny day. Travel on, my child, travel on. Well, I'm obviously not travelling very far from doing black and white. You know, after all these years, you'd think we'd move to colour. But I'm only doing black and white because I look better in black and white. I look younger in black and white. You know, after all this time, you'd think, well, you know. Hey, did you ever have one of them Kodak cameras where you put the Instamatics, where you put the little cartridge of maybe 8 or 10 slides into it, and then you took the pictures and then you reeled them out at the side, you know? Yeah, back in the day anyway. Back in the day. But I had one. I used to enjoy taking photographs. And, I mean, people do black and white because, well, think about going to the theatre and actors and that. They put on all that theatrical cream, don't they, to give them a sort of character or a particular look. Hey, that's me. I'm doing black and white because I look younger. It hides the lines, you know, when you do black and white. They don't stand out quite as much. But that's like life, you know. Depends how you look at life, and your lenses change, don't they? And your systems change in the way that you look at life. But my life's changed. My systems have changed. My lenses have changed, certainly over the last couple of years. I was married for 43 years and 11 months to a lovely person called Ruth. Best friends for 46 years, since 1976. We're good pals. And I married her 2 years later in July 1978. But sadly, after we both had COVID, she was late coming out of work, and I went to the door and asked if she was still in her office, and a couple of people said, yeah, her name's still on the doorbell. I said, well, 38 years ago, she had a seizure after she had tonsillitis and high temperatures, and I'm just wondering if she's had one, and she's upstairs in her office because she should have been out an hour ago. And anyway, next time I saw her, I had an emergency ambulance number on line, and they were saying, well, what's the person like? And sadly, she was lying and she died. And that's certainly, grief has a way of colouring the way you look at life, doesn't it, you know? But I remember the night before she died, and she was sitting on the sofa across from me. I was reading a book on one and she was reading a book on the other. And she said to me, well, I actually became aware that she was kind of looking at me from the other side of the room. As I stopped reading, I said, yes, Mrs. McGotten, something on your mind? She says, well, I was just thinking, Bill, you're a gorgeous looking guy, even now. I says, yeah, well, you know, I don't argue with women because women like to be right, you know. And hey, and that was one of the reasons we got married anyway. I said to her, we wouldn't argue. And if we did, I always wanted it to be right, you know. I said, I want you to win this. I want you to win this argument. I want your points to be right. I love you so much. And she would say the same back, and that kind of made things okay. You should try it if you're married and you're in a difference of opinion. Maybe you should try saying, "Hey, I want you to be right," and because I love you, and it might make things a little bit different in the way you're, I was going to say, prosecuting or putting forward your case. Anyway, she sadly died the first day back at work after COVID. And but the night before she died, she said, Bill, if anything was to happen to either of us, she said, I'd want you to get on with your life. So I suppose that's why I sang that wee chorus, Travel On. Because she said, Bill, I want you to get on with your life. So after she died, 13 weeks later, our Abigail died as well, you know, one of our daughters. She was 38. She took ill this week after her mum's funeral. And then 10 weeks later, her remains were laid to rest next to her mother's. Why, that was difficult. Well, difficult doesn't even really cut it, really, you know, the way you feel when grief impacts your life. But anyway, getting on. So, it's funny, getting on, going back to black and white. But I asked myself how many nationalities there are. And Google said there was 223. So I thought I'd ask 223 nationalities what they thought about the promise of God to Abraham, which God said, through your descendant, I will bless the nations of the world. All the nations of the world, the families of the earth will be blessed through your offspring. So this is me doing a project to 223 nationalities, and I hope you'll get back to me or leave a comment. How has God blessed your nation, or how has God blessed you, or how is God blessing you? Hey, what do you think about that? It's documented that God said to Abraham, I'll bless all the nations of the world through your offspring. And hey, why not reflect on it? Have a look at your history, see what's going on, you know. I'll sing another wee song just to finish this first blog, you know. It's an old one. I think the first time I heard this, maybe a second time, I don't know if Led Zeppelin or somebody was singing. I don't know who it was, but they were singing it. Well, guess the first line. Here we go. It goes like this. You may be high, or you may be low. You may be rich, or you may be poor. When the Lord gets ready, you've got to move, you've got to move, you've got to move. I think it's the line, you may be high, you know. I think they may be, whoever it was, Led Zeppelin, I don't know, Black Sabbath, I don't know who it was. Maybe somebody could let me know, but you may be high. Well, it doesn't matter how high or how low you are in life, your lenses change, your perspectives changes. But I remember one of the things Ruth said to me the night before she died. You know, Bill, God is a good God. God is a faithful God. Bad stuff just happens. And it does. Bad stuff happens. But God is still a good God. Remember my old mum used to sing that wee chorus, yes, Jesus loves me, you know, for the Bible tells me so, you know. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. Yes, Jesus loves me. For the Bible tells me so. 223 nationalities. Let me know what you think. Good talking to you.